Hello and welcome back to Research FPL. This is my Gameweek 4 preview where I'll share my team and wildcard plans and tips at the end of the video. A not so great 38 points last week, returns from reliable Liverpool players, Danny Ings with a goal and McCarthy with a clean sheet. A red arrow on the overall rank, but happy to move on quickly to Gameweek 4. Son left my team due to his injury. He holds a lot of value and I didn't want to have him benched when there are plenty of point scoring options within his budget. Rodriguez comes in as the midfielder with the most chances created so far. They do have Liverpool after the international break, but fixtures look reasonable, especially with Everton scoring so freely. My Game Week 4 team isn't too different from Game Week 3. McCarthy stays in as Southampton put in a much better defensive performance. Arnold, Vinagre and Justin make up a back three. Although Vinagre isn't nailed, I'm not too hopeful of a Mitchell clean sheet at Chelsea. Fulham look to be very weak, so if Vinagre does play, he could be in for some attacking returns. Rodriguez comes in for an otherwise unchanged midfield. Podence is still in the team as recent news seems to suggest that he'll be available for the weekend. I'm also not keen on taking a hit to take out a player this time. Werner manages to stay in for another week alongside Ings and Mitrovic for a front three. A tough choice for captaincy this week, with Salah and Liverpool looking very impressive, but Villa seem to be tight in defence so far. For now, the armband is on Sterling, and here's why. He's had 3 shots inside the box in 2 games, and I'd expect him to take up more attacking positions with Aguero and Jesus out for the time being. Last year, he had a 22% conversion rate for his shots that were inside the box, so a few more of those against Leeds, and we should see a goal. He is facing Leeds this week, who have conceded 33 shots in their box already this season in the 3 games. Hopefully these stats align and we see Sterling get some much needed captaincy points. There's been a lot of talk about wildcards this season for many reasons, including blank game weeks, COVID and just panic. Unless I was totally happy with my team, I'd always thought that Game Week 5 would be a good place to wildcard. For me, it sits in the middle of having enough data to make sensible decisions, but also having enough time to make the most of a fresh team. To make the most of the 2-week gap between games, once I've hit the wildcard button, I'd bring in all of the hot players that everyone else is transferring in to try and gain some team value. For example, I could add Calvert-Lewin to my team and he could rise by 0.2 million over the break. If I can do this in as many positions as possible, I could increase my team value and therefore my spending ability by over 1 million. Bear in mind that when you sell a player, you only get half of the increase, so to gain 0.1, they need to increase by 0.2 million. In the second half of the season, the extra bit of spending money can allow you to make changes and bring in better players when you want to. Towards the end of the international break, I'll refine my team into the players that I feel will score the most points for the next 4 to 6 game weeks. So on that note, here's a wildcard draft team that I'd likely to go for once I've hit the button. Martinez and Villa are looking solid so far and the only team not to concede yet this season. It also gives me a Villa double up in goals, so I'm always covered in case of injuries or suspensions. Mitchell stays due to his attacking stats so far this season. Leeds wing-back Dallas comes in as they've got good fixtures after the international break. Trent has been replaced by Robertson and I've been able to spread the extra 0.5 over the rest of the squad. So far their attacking stats have been very similar this season anyway. Lamptey and Castagna have shown great attacking potential, so also come into the squad. Salah stays and I've replaced Sterling with Mane. Liverpool seem to be dominating and both players sharing the spoils. Foden then gives me some City cover at a cheaper price point. He seems likely to get minutes with so many injuries in their team. Trossard has impressed over the first few weeks and has had a number of attempts on goal. He's been unlucky not to convert more into goals. The Everton trio of Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison all fit into this side too. I'm not sure if I'd actually keep all 3 going into Game Week 5, but with so many people bringing in those options, it makes sense to use them for team value for now. Bamford finishes the front line, as Leeds seem to be able to score goals against anyone, and he looks like the pick of the bunch for under 6 million. Let me know your thoughts on this week's wildcard draft. Have I missed anyone out that you would add? Join the mini league and follow me on Twitter, links in the description below.